Yeah, no, I think, and it's interesting because as an athlete, these are the questions that I would have liked to have known before. So it's great, isn't it, that we're asking these kind of questions. So, for me, I've maybe had three big injuries in my career. Um, One which actually I thought was going to take me completely out of the sport, which was about a year and a half, 2 years out, when I had bilateral stress fractures on both legs. So at that time, I really wasn't even sure if I would get back to the sport. So mentally, that's when your mental like strength has to really kick in. And for anybody who's in a situation, maybe you are injured right now, like you just need to focus on the stuff that you can do. If you've got a lower injury, focus on the upper body stuff, focus on your visualization, like really still push your brain and your mindset, because realistically, we all know that we all have incredible techniques, but under pressure, it's our mindset that, wins or loses the match. So I would say that your mental side of it, having really good people around you in tough situations to keep you grounded, to keep you there, to keep you accountable is so important when you're going through something that's tough, or you're going through a struggle or an injury, or just a really mental, our journey is up and down. It's never a straight line. So where no one's ever at this high point for their full career. Um, so just knowing that it's normal to feel like that. It's normal to have the ups and the downs, but it's just your mindset. And if you can really focus on pushing through that, then the good stuff's gonna come back round.
That's so good, Amy, and I feel like that's some really sound advice for a lot of people out there. When you were talking just then, it really like sort of stirred a thought in my mind. As obviously we have the injury struggles and the mindset struggles, something which is quite on brand for what we're going to talk about today is, and I'm interested to hear about is maybe the females in sport sort of struggles dynamics. We can sometimes sport can tend to be quite a hostile environment sometimes towards women. Did you ever experience anything like that during your journey, or even now, as competing at this stage in your life as well?
I think for me, I'm very, very lucky. I grew up in a club that was very, maybe when I was a little bit younger, it was more males, but now, we have an incredible group of females that are coming through. And I personally don't think I've had that experience, in my club, but I'm also very aware that that's, one club. There's other, maybe different things out there that maybe women do feel a little bit scared to go into a new environment, or, it's a more male dominated environment, maybe the dojos. And that's, I know we're going to speak about it a little bit later on. That's kind of where we wanted to bring Guardian Girls in, because it allows women who maybe haven't done the sport before to feel a route into karate that they feel more safe with. So I think that, like for me personally, I've not experienced that. I'm very, very grateful for the club that I grew up with, and they've always encouraged women to be part of that and to be equal in every way. So I'm very aware that I come from a privileged background in that aspect, especially looking at everything going forward with Guardian Girls. Opens your eyes to different things that are happening in different countries.
Well,
Yeah, that's incredible. It's fortunate that you haven't been exposed to those situations. We know a lot of people are, and we're really keen to talk about the Guardian Girls Karate Program initiative that you are the head instructor of. I just want to ask one question before we do move on to that, because